Hey everybody, this is Ron, and this is this week's section of Ask Ron. Actually, I'm sitting here at the Quick Start School in Los Angeles today, and we're taping this in the hotel. Nikki is holding the camera. This is her first time to ever do this, so I'm guiding her along. So here's how this works, Nikki. You ask questions, I answer.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1 is from Will in Columbus, Ohio.
I will.
And Will would like to know, course costs aside, what is the total cash outlay a new investor might need to complete his first axe deal?
Well, Will, you don't need any other money other than if you're going to hire a VA, you got to pay them 30 cents a minute, and you should, to make the calls for you. There's no earnest money deposit. There's no down payment required. You just simply get them to agree to your lease purchase and go out and get a lease purchase agreement signed, and then you're going to run free ads on the internet to drive in buyers, and you process them by the telephone. So you don't need any money to do an axe deal. Maybe some gas, get out to the house and back. That's it.
Okay. Question number 2 is from Darla in Hampton, Virginia.
Hello, Darla.
What is the special report the website promises to send? And this is in reference to the private lending website.
That special report is a letter that actually, I think it's on there, Darla, if I'm not mistaken. But if it's not, I believe it's on the Gold Club resource section under the agreements, I believe, or resources. And it's simply just a letter that tells the private lender all about private lending and answers their questions for them. And we send that out with the CD that does the exact same thing. So that's the free report. And we put a comeback message in there to get them to contact us if they have any interest in discussing this private lending stuff that the letter tells them all about. I don't know where it's posted, but it's somewhere on that site. And if it isn't, you can email us and we'll get you a copy of it.
Okay, and a third question, which is also from Darla, who will be attending the Quick Start School in Chicago, but she has a question before she gets there, and it's in regarding to promissory notes, and she wants to know if she has a scenario of, let's see, she says, one scenario I could see happening would be if a seller has more equity than they want to give me, I may offer to pay them for some of it if they can wait until later when my tenant buyer closes. What note would I give them in this type of scenario?
Darla, you don't need to worry about that. If you're actually buying it with owner financing and giving them back a second, your attorney's going to create the note. That's all you need to know. Your purchase and sale agreement will define the amount of the note and the terms of the note, which means it's no payments and no interest, due and payable at whatever balloon period that you want to put on it. The rest is entirely up to your attorney. That's if you're closing. If it's a lease purchase agreement, there is no such note. That amount is added into your lease purchase agreement. For example, if you got a $200,000 house, $150,000 owed on it, and you're going to pay the seller 20 grand when you sell it, well then you're just lease purchasing it for 170. Solves the same problem. So there is no note. It's just part of your lease purchase agreement.
Okay, and the final question is from David in Salt Lake City, and he wants to know, how can one handle the situation where the seller is buying another home with new financing and their lender tells them they cannot get credit until after 2 years for the income of the home they're leasing to me?
Well, if that's a lender stipulation, there's no way to get around that. You're just not going to use that lender. So you can either try another lender, or you're going to have to wait the 2 years, or the buyer's going to have to wait the 2 years. The truth is, when you go into a deal like this, if you think the buyer is going to go out and immediately try to qualify for another loan, you should explain to them that that's going to be a problem for a while, and it very well may be. Now, that's not a problem for all the lenders. That's really a lender concern more than anything else. Usually the lender will give them credit for 75% of their income to apply toward their debt ratio. But if that lender wants to wait 2 years, then you're going to have to change lenders or wait it out. There's no other choice. It's all you can tell your buyer. That's all you can tell them, because there's no way you can fix that.
That's the final question for the Ask Ron.
All right, see you guys next week.